Hello everyone, good morning. Well, morning for me. Don't know if it's morning where you are, but if it is, then good morning. If not, then whatever. I don't care. I don't care. Just kidding. Cool. Today, how's it going? Oh, Joe Cooper. Joe Cooper's coming to us from YouTube's. Hi, Joe Cooper. Yeah. Joe Cooper, we're over here on Twitch, but you're welcome to join from wherever you want to join from. Yeah, this music's a bit loud in my brain here. I gotta turn it down. Cool. So today we are going to get over. What are we talking about here? I don't know what I'm talking about here. We're going to continue work on this this to-do app that we were working on last week. So if you remember, we are taking. Sorry, I should have this up here. This is the framework that we're sort of following. And we've started building this thing out, and we kind of got it to the point where we have basic to-dos happening. It's going to be one of those days. Number 1, number 2, right, does this stuff. This works. This sort of works. It's actually storing it all now in local storage. So I actually pushed that up after the end of the stream last week because I wanted to be able to share this little piece of awesome goodness. This is the actual development environment that I have pushed up using Studio. So you can check that out, and you can. Is my mouse not working? There we go. Yeah. So this will actually. This will actually keep it all. It stores locally with local storage right now. But this is done through. Well, Corey, you've come to the right place. There's a couple of things that I actually did last week, Corey, that you might be interested in. First is I tried out Studio, which is a new thing from our friends over at WordPress.com. .com/studio, and it is like a local. It's not like a local development environment. It is a local development environment. So I thought I'd give it a whirl. So I did, and I'm actually pretty happy with it. It's still it's fairly straightforward and simple right now. And I say that with love and respect for the amount of work that goes into this thing. But there aren't a lot of settings that we can configure right now. So you can have it open in VS Code and Finder and stuff like that. Sort of, yeah. Yeah. One thing that I absolutely love about it is that you can create these things called demo sites. And so you can take your local development environment and you can spin up, you can basically press the add demo site button, and it'll generate you a demo site that's hosted on WordPress.com. It will destroy itself after 7 days, I think, unless you push it up again. So that's what it does. So I don't know where I put that link. Is this it? That's it. So this is actually, it's hosted live, and it's directly connected to my local computer in the sense of like when I push changes, they go up. Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty neat so far. Now I do know that I think there's a new version coming out. I'm not sure when. It's sort of out of my purview because it's WordPress.com, but I personally made a request to have it so we can change the terminal, because if you click terminal, it opens the default terminal. I would like it to be able to define what terminal I like to use, and I believe there's also talk about configuring what editor, because some folks like to use PHP Storm, for example, or Atom, or whatever. Anyways, so that's that. So I'm just gonna hide this, but back to what we have going on. So I have this thing rocking. I'm just gonna start my my build process, and we'll just hide that there, so we can take a look at exactly what we have doing. So we are basically trying to emulate this. So this is the React sort of version of our MVC to do, and so ours, it looks like this, and it's basically the same thing. So I shamelessly stole all of the CSS because I don't mess around with CSS. And then I started adding interactivity to it. So we've gotten to the point where we've done the majority of things. There's a couple of things left that we have to do. Specifically, what's the thing that I have to do now? This needs to be fixed. This needs to be plural. So where it says to item, it should say items. So we can do that. How can we do that? So I'll call this complete. We should also probably escape that stuff. Content item dot label, right? Where's all that stuff? It's down here. Down here? Okay. Clear completed. Ah, here we go. Strong, set to item left. So I think what we can do is we can, can we, oh, hi there. Hey, Kev, Lamp. I love Lamp. Lamp is coming to us from YouTube saying hi. Those of you joining from YouTube, you're more than welcome to hang out there and chill. But we do, my chat, I see the conglomerated chat from all the various places, and so you won't see the chat coming in from Twitch because I can't show it on stream due to the multi-streaming rules. So if you'd like to come join us on Twitch and join the chat there, you can. You don't have to. You're more than welcome. Just there you are, and I can just respond to you. So, anyways, but so cool. Thanks for hanging out. Okay, so so this first thing, actually, you know what? There's a bunch of. Let me go over what we've done so far, I guess. The one thing I did add some save callback. Sorry, a save to-dos callback. And so what I wanted to do there was I want to have it so whenever the state of the to-dos changes, I want to be able to save that and persist it to local state. I don't want to have to hit save. So what I've done is I've added this directive called watch, and if we look at, if I can find it, if we can look at what the watch does, where is it? Okay. So this is the one that I've added there, and essentially it's a bit like a use effect in the sense of like it watches a particular thing. So what I want to have it, and it's smart enough to figure it out, which is crazy because it's done with pre-act signals. And don't ask me, I gotta learn it. I had to learn the details of it, but basically it's able to figure out based on what's happening and what we're doing, what it should be watching, which just blows my mind. So so basically what I have doing is in the wrapper element where I'm defining a watch, and this watch is going to respond every time something in the state.todos changes. So what I want to demonstrate here was that there was actually a bug that I had in here last time. So I'm going to just do this. I'm going to put this here. Right, so all this is going to do is just going to console log that out. Right, so this is what I want. I want to demonstrate what we got going on here. Right, so this is right. So the to-dos have changed. Right, we're going to clear the completed. You see the to-dos have changed. I got to zoom that in. No human being can read that. No human stacks books like that. Ghostbusters reference. I'm just gonna give it to you. Okay. Anyway, so but check this out. When I was starting to do this, I realized I actually kind of screwed something up here. So this is how I am correctly making changes. Now I haven't tested this since I identified that this was actually broken. So we'll just see how this works. But when I was doing this, it wasn't actually actually triggering. So let me just demonstrate what I'm talking about. Does this trigger? Boom. Oh, it triggered. Of course it did. Never mind then. There was something that it wasn't doing. Huh. Okay, never mind. What I was running into, there's all kinds of weirdness here. What I was running into was that the, because see, this isn't triggering. That's some weird stuff. Let me try this again. Yeah, you see there is a bug there. And maybe it's not responding to the right thing, but basically the functional difference between what I'm doing here is this is conceptually wrong in the sense of when you're dealing with state, you should never mutate state directly. That's what this is doing. This is taking the existing state.todos and it's changing it. Whereas what I'm doing here is I'm taking the existing state of to-dos and I'm creating a new state of it with it. And this is the correct way of doing this. And it's very important to understand that because weird things happen. Like, for example, if I do this again, I've turned off the local storage. Yeah, see? So I'm doing this thing, right? And it's not putting the title in. It's doing weird stuff, right? It's not responding. Oh, I know what wasn't responding. It was the each wasn't responding correctly, right? That's not why. It's not working because I'm dumb. That's right. But trust me when I tell you, damn it, I really wish I had a good example to show you why this is a bad idea. But basically, this is a bad idea. Don't do it. Long story short, we want to always be creating new state from old state. Long and short of it right there. All right, let's move on. I don't need to talk about that. Immutability is still important. Oh, what do you mean? Like, state should be immutable. The existing state. So like when I pull state.todos, well, okay, yes. So it's still, yes. So we should not be mutating state. It should be immutable. We should be creating new state. The way that I've always thought about this is, like, if you look at, if I don't know if I can kind of explain this properly, but if you look at like the state of something, I don't know. Let's see, the block editor, right? What? Oh, so hard to read any of this stuff. Let's see. Like the way that I look at it is that it's like a tree, right? Like this. And so this is not a good example, but what I'm thinking of is it's like an undo stack, right? So you've got state here, and then you want new state. So you don't change this state, you take that state and you add another state, and then you add another state. But all these states light up, right? Yeah, so that's how I've always kind of thought of it. Like it needs to be, you need to make sure that you're always creating new. And you can think of it as almost like an undo stack, I guess, right? If you mutate state direction, you aren't guaranteed to have yes, exactly. That's exactly the issue, is that you may not get it will give you unexpected results. That's exactly it. So, okay, cool. So let's put this back. So what I was doing here is I am saving this but I had to do this, and maybe some of the smarter engineers on the stream can provide, can give me an example of what might be a better way to do this. But so I found that if I don't have this like a init state thing, that it automatically saves when it loads in with nothing, right? So what I want to have is basically when it loads the to-dos the first time, it sets the init state to false, and then every time after that, then it will change the init state. So that's sort of what's happening, right? So if I refresh this and I add another one, right, and then I refresh the page again, I now have it, right? And it's saving state. So that's a fairly simplistic way of doing that. But I've had to add like this init up here, and then I believe in my interactivity state is init true. So anyways, okay. Well, now I forget what we were doing. We have to-dos left, to-dos left. Okay. Oh, I know what we wanted to do. We wanted to have this thing be smart and do the what's it called? Have that be plural, right? So I have some ideas on this. So this thing, so what we're doing is we're binding the text of the strong tag, right, to what state.todos left. So if we look at that, yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Corey's saying that it feels weird to go back to state dot whatever stuff when we've gotten used to hooks and set attributes and stuff like that. The set attribute stuff is for the back end, right? What we're dealing with is the front end. So there will never be like a set attribute function available. But I totally feel you. I get what you're saying there. The use state stuff, yeah, I mean, because we're not technically like, I mean, we're using Preact, but we're not in a React state here. Like we can't use hooks inside of this because there's no components being rendered, right? But that's kind of like where the store, like what we're doing is creating these functions, these getters that can act a bit like that. I don't know. I mean, I think we just have to kind of wrap our brain around a little bit, maybe. So this is the enter key code. Put that in there. I'm gonna put this as the store because we know what that is. Okay, cool. So what was I doing? Right. Oh, right. So this so what we're doing is we're setting the text value of this attribute to whatever state.todos left is. So if we look at that, we can say there's this JavaScript getter called todos left, right? Kevin with the deep answers, right? So what so all this is doing is just showing us that, right? It's filtering by whether or not the to-dos are completed, and then it's returning a length, and that just gives us a number. But what we want to do is we want it to be like items left, but we want to change that. So I want to test something. I want to say data I wonder wp text equals, and I want to set I'm going to do a new getter. Get pluralize. Well, let's call it that. We'll do that. I'm going to put this in here. So all this is going to return. I'm just going to make it return some text for now. And what I want to see, what happens is, does this stay and does this get replaced? Because, and I don't know what's going to happen. So let's look. Do I have an error? Oh, wait, did I not? I didn't. So, okay. Oh, sorry. So state.pluralize. So what I'm hoping is that this will get its text set by this binding, and this text is this will only affect the text of this. That's what I'm hoping. The text here. No, crap. Okay, it's replacing it. So I guess maybe what I need to do is, let's try something different. So let's try this. So, oh yeah. Okay, so what if I do this? All right, so let's see. Is that just gonna replace the whole thing? Yeah. Okay, so that's how we'll do it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, instead of doing to-dos left like that, I'm going to create I'm going to use the plural. There's like a, where's the package? I need a reference. And this is going to be a good example of how we can use this stuff. So the underscore, the I18, where is it? Where is it? This one. So this is what we want. I want to use, is it this one? No, it's this one. No, this one. I think that's the one we want, right? Single, plural, and there we go. Okay, so we're gonna try to use this one. So we're gonna import this. Now there's something that I want to show you here. This is gonna break. So if I were to say import, I think this is gonna break. With n, like this from WordPress I18n. Yes, thank you. If I were to import that and then use that basically like here, I'm gonna say string. It's gonna be that. This single is going to be item, like this, right? Item, something like that. That's not even a thing. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to put this in here, right? And then I'm going to return items. We're going to return, oh, you know what? I'm going to do this. Sorry. Const num left. Do that. And then this is going to be the number that's left. And then we're going to return num left string, something like that. I think that's what we're gonna want, but I think this is gonna break because, and I'll explain in a second. Yeah, see, it broke here. So the issue is, these have not been modularized. We're not loading these things as a module. So what we have to do is we have to access it from the global, the WordPress global, WP. We're gonna go. We're basically gonna do this. Equal wp.i18n, and is the build gonna? Oh, it doesn't get queued. I think we have to add it there. How did I do this last time? So there's index. Right, as no up. So I think that's what we're gonna need to do. Did that not build? Maybe it didn't build. Yeah, it did build. Okay, so I can't import that then. Okay, all right, so I can't even import it. Can't even import it. So that is not defined. So, okay, so we have to come in. We have to add it. How did I do this last time? Basically, we have to get this in queuing. Oh, you know what we'll do? We'll just in here. We're gonna go like this. We're gonna go WP enqueue script, and it's gonna be, because we need it, it's gonna be WPI18n, right? We have to manually enqueue these for now. I think that should do it. There we go. Okay, so now the reason is because, so there's a bit of stuff here that we have to unpack. So when you're using the scripts package to build your blocks normally, when it's not in the mode that we're running in, so we're running in this experimental modules mode right now. So normally what it does, and in fact it's still doing it, it's creating these dependencies, right? And then when we enqueue the JavaScript, it'll automatically enqueue these dependencies as well. However, because we're in module mode, this isn't actually being enqueued that way. So we have to tell it, oh yeah, we need this dependency. right? Load non-module dependencies, right? So we have to tell it that because it can't figure it out because this package that I'm trying to use it doesn't support modules. Doesn't support modules. I can't spell that right. What is the question, Kev? Does that dependency require React? Which dependency? This one? This thing? Well, React comes bundled. It's the element package basically, but behind the scenes is what's doing that. They're interchangeable. The naming is anyways. Cool. So now that we have this, we should be able to get our the N. No, I don't think it requires React. I think it's just functions. It's not a React thing. But you want React. You don't want React loading on the front end. No, it's not loading on the front end. We should actually we can look right now. You can see what's in the WP object right now. So see, it's just loading hooks and it's just loading I18N, and that's because nothing gets loaded on the front end like this unless we queue it manually. I'm not sure where hooks is coming from. It's probably just being in-queued automatically because it's the hook system. But normally, like if I turn this off, if I turn this off in my block registration, I should just see. Yeah, well, it's not gonna work. First of all, oh, so it's not even being defined. So I will it load the translations? No, it's just loading the package. It's just loading the package to use that. I still need to like tie into the translations and everything for that. Yeah. Yeah. So this WP object doesn't even get loaded in this, and maybe I18N might have a hooks dependency, and that's why that's being added as well. So yeah. So we shouldn't be seeing much big. Now, I mean, if we use the translations, it'll probably try to access those translations, but those are all part of WordPress anyways. Like they would be loaded already, right? Okay, so what am I doing here? So back to this. So if I set the pluralize there, right? One item left, 2 items left. There we go. So that's exactly what we want. It's a little interesting. So first of all, I'm going to change this to this, and I'm going to get rid of this because I could probably do this a lot cleaner. Let's clean it up in a second. And then back in here, I'm going to bind all of this to the, oh, here's a, wait a minute. I'm just trying to bind text. So this is supposed to be wrapped in a, let me check this. This is supposed to be bold, and it's not being bolded. So it was strong. I actually don't know if this is gonna work now that I think about it. This binding text, but I don't know if bind text will actually allow you to insert markup in there. No. Okay, so maybe there's a different, okay, so we might be back at the drawing board, my friends. Text, bind. We may not be able to do what I'm trying to do. Not with that markup as it is anyway. This was what I was a little concerned about. I didn't know, because text is just text, right? So we could probably do something like like if we wrap this in a span, we could do it that way. We're gonna have to update 2 items here, basically. If we did it like that, put a span in there, we could take this off, right? Do that, and then this would have a data WP text, and this would be the pluralize function, I guess. Plural. Be state dot to do's. What are we gonna call this? Items left. We'll call it that, right? So we could probably do it that way. Then we need to have another setter in here, and we can go getter. I mean, to do's left, right? And this would return the string. This would return basically this. And then we're doing. I'm not a fan of this. So we got to figure this out. So we're basically going to be returning that, and then this is just going to return. It's just going to return the number, right? Something like that. No. What do I call that thing? Items left. So this will be in here, right? So that's the number of to-dos left. This is the items left. Is it actually being bolded? Let me look at this though. 2 items. What did I put in there? Oh, ugh. I mean, it works, but it's not. I don't think it's actually bolding that, which is super duper annoying. Super duper annoying. Let's look. So let's look at this again. Back. It's actually less bold when I have the styles on there, which is funny. Okay, what's this one? Anyways, okay, so it is being bolded. I'm not super happy about that though. I wonder if there's got to be a way. I wonder if there's a way to. Okay, that's a. I guess, I mean, the thing is, you can just build this out in such a way, but it would be nice that you didn't have to have 2 of these items to do that. And maybe there's just another directive that I could use that I haven't found one yet. Watch init run key each child text inner text. I'm sure there is not a directive for like inner HTML, because you could do all kinds of crappy, horrible things with that. But it would be nice to know a way that we could do that, because here's my concern with the way that I had to do this, is that I now have to change my markup to suit the API. Unless there's something that I'm missing. So I'm gonna mention that. I'm gonna mention that to some folks who are smarter than me and have done a hell of a job on this fantastic API, and see if there's a way that we can address that. But yeah, because that's what I want to do. Okay, cool. So we have that working now. So that's that thing, right? We need to have this. Oh, the other thing was so let's do this next. Test. So when we double click, this needs to become editable. So let's get that happening. Let's get that working. Okay, so then where are we here? So mark that's the label context unchecked. Okay, so let's look at there's an application specification that we're following here. That's a great question, Corey. Do we need to be worried about there potentially being two of these on the same page? Well, what I've done is I've restricted it to a single page. So in here, I've set multiple to false. If you wanted to have multiple to-do apps on the same thing, you could. The thing you have to keep in mind, however, is that once you get into that, you have to worry about state versus context. So state is global for this store. So if you have, let me just show you. This might just be easier. Because I can demonstrate this easier, right? So there's nothing on the back end here, right? Come on, what just happened? The deuce. What? That's okay. That is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Add new post. Is this an issue with his? Okay. Oh my god, what is happening here? Okay. False. Let me see if this is my plugin. I'm gonna deactivate it. Or if this is Studio acting up. Nope. Oh, it is Studio acting up. Okay. I'm gonna stop it and start it again and see what happens. That was weird. No, you didn't break it. I don't know why this is breaking. Okay. Console. So where is that coming from? Very weird. Very weird. Permalinks. Okay, well, I guess I can't show you because now, okay, so sorry, plugins. I'll have to see what that's about. Anyways, the issue that the issue that you're going to run into is that if you use state and we store anything in state, specifically like in state here, it's going to be the same for every instance. That's what's gonna happen. And this is going to load the same list of to-dos into from local storage. You're going to store them in state. So all instances are going to have the same state. When you update the one, it's going to update all of them. So that's where context comes into play, and you have to set that up slightly differently. So the long and short, the short answer is this won't work. The way I have it built won't work with multiple. It'll work, but it'll change all instances. And the way you'd want to do it is you'd want to do it through context. I mean, we actually did that in a gallery. I have a gallery slider that I built with the Interactivity API as well that does that. So we're storing everything in context because context is local to the instance, whereas state is global to all instances because it's tied to the store name. That is the short answer. And as we all know, there's really not a short answer to me. Yeah, it's definitely a feature. It's absolutely a feature because you may want to have state level things. You might want to have initial values that every instance gets, but then each instance needs to have its way of only changing itself, right? Cool. So I'm gonna figure out why Studio broke on me, but we'll move on in the meantime. So let's look at the spec here. So what is this? Functionality, editing. When editing mode is activated, it'll hide the other controls and bring forward an input that contains the to-do title, which should be focus.focus. The edit should be saved on both blur and enter, and the editing class should be removed. Make sure to trim the input and then check that it's not empty. Okay, all right, cool. So if we look at the markup in here again, we've got, so this is going to be, that's not what I'm looking for. This is going to be it, right? And so this input is what we're going to be bringing forward. So what do we have to do here? So double clicking the label activates editing mode. Okay, so then the label right here. Okay, so we're gonna bind a new event. We can do that with the data dash WP. We say dot on, and it should be what, DBL click. I can't remember the name of the event, but we'll find it. Let's look. Double click event. It should be DBL click. That looks like what it is. Okay, and then when this happens, what we want to do is we're going to use an action. Action. We're going to call it on. We're going to call it actions. It's going to be edit to do. So is what we're going to call it. As actions, not action. Okay, and then over in our view, and Corey, this will be for you or for anybody who didn't see the person. Zevenin, cool. Glad to hear that you got a WordPress project coming up. So when you define your store, we break it up into 3 properties. We've got state property, which is a storing state. It also returns the getters, say for derived state. So for example, things that are based on state that we need to generate, like the items left, the number of to-dos, that stuff. Then we have this actions property, and the actions property is used for things that the user can do or that the user initiates. So on click events, key downs, mouse overs, all that sort of stuff that the user does. We try to keep them in this actions property. And then we have callbacks, and callbacks and actions are very similar, except the way to think about them differently is to is that the callbacks are done programmatically. So like on a knit or a watch or something that the user doesn't directly affect, but maybe, right? Like, so this save is watching when that happens, and it's just running. So anyways, so that's what we're doing. So in this, I'm going to just do a console.log, make sure I have the make sure that actually does what it's supposed to do, and we're gonna come back over here. So what I want to do is double click. I need to get the console open for that to happen, and I double click. Boop, boop. We have a double click. Okay, so when the double click happens, what does it have to do? So let's look at it. Oh, sorry. Here's the example. So double click this. So it I'm going to add another one. Okay, so it just hides everything else. Okay, and then let's inspect this. So section main UL to do item. Okay, so the middle one. So it's got a class of view. What's it hiding? So that's the label, the input, checkbox, input, the button. There's a button there. Oh, that thing. And then when I double click the label, the input container. Oh, come on. No. The input container is shown. So where's this input container? I have to look at the template again. Where am I here? Not there, not there, not there, there. Oh, talking the editing class on its LI. So the LI will have completed or editing. Sorry, there's a template here that I have to look at just to see. And it'll be in HTML. Let me zoom in a little bit. So we've got, oh, okay. So the LI gets completed or editing. Okay, so then, okay, so that would mean in here. So we can do another data.-wp class equals this is gonna get a bit complicated. So oh, sorry. So if we want to add a class, it's data-wp-class dash and then the name of the class. It's going to be editing is what we want, right? And then we need to add some sort of context or some sort of probably some sort of state item that says whether or not this. So you can only have one of these classes at any given time, right? So if double click this, I'm just going to set a state value to true for now. So I'm going to say, I'm going to go state.editing equals true. I'm just going to do that, and then I'm going to up in here. This is not how I'm going to do it, but I want true. All right, false. I want to see what happens. So if I double click this now, did I actually set that? Editing equal class. Well, I don't know what I broke there. Well, let's look. I did something stupid, I'm sure. Oh yeah. State.editing. So if I inspect this, we should see the LI. Editing. That adds the complete class. And that adds the editing class. Okay, that's exactly what I want. That shouldn't be there though. Oh, because what classes does it have? Let's refresh this. Can you, if I do this, can I edit that? I can't edit that. Okay. Oh, that doesn't look totally wrong. Okay. Double clicking that. All right. Okay, so what I want to do then, can I get the content? So how do I? Let me do this. Okay, so what I think I can do, so when the double click happens, where did the double click happen? So I want to, okay. When the double click happens down here, I need to figure out the context in which I'm calling this. I need to get the ID of the to do that I'm messing with, so we can actually make that change. So where is my action? It's down here at the bottom. Double click. So what I want to do is I'm going to use a function called getElement, and I'm going to actually I'm going to debug log. I have this little helper function down here that Kevin gave me. And we're gonna log out the element, right? And I'm gonna see what's in there. And we're gonna see if we can get access to whatever this thing is. So let's clear this out. Double click that. Undefined. It's because I think it needs. What? it's just, maybe it doesn't, maybe that's not what it is. Maybe it's not a proxy. Okay, so it's a label. And what we got down here? Attributes, it's got curiosity. There's also a get context too. And I wonder if the context, no, just get context. That's going to be the proxy. Let's see. Boop, boop. Get context. Did I not? Hard to make it work when it's not imported. Dummy. That is the one that I need to do the debug log for. Where'd that go? What have I done here? Okay, broke stuff. All right. Oh, here's the ID right there. So that, oh, that's super cool. So the context is going to be based on where, oh, this is so nice. Okay, so context has always been a bit elusive for me. So the context where when this is called is actually it's actually inside the loop here. So there's a lot going on here, but what we're doing is we're doing this data WP each loop, and it's looping off the state, our to-dos list basically, right? And so once we're doing this, then all of this context is referring to the to-do that's being edited. So this makes this so easy. So what I can do now is I can say, I know which one is being edited. So I should be able, what was it? It was just the item that's being edited. So I'll have access to the item. So I can write this, item, and then from inside the item, I have the ID, right? So then I can just say, I can go debug log that thing, right? So this will give me the ID being edited, debug 1, debug 2, awesome. Okay, so I have that. And now I wonder if I should, I'll have to do that. I wonder, like I could, I wonder, do I want that? I don't think I want to do that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to, editing is false. So we're going to set editing. We're going to create this thing called editing to do, and we're going to set it to 0. We're not editing any to dos right now. And then what I can do is I can say up in here, I'm going to say state dot editing to do equals parse int ID. Oh, Corey, yes. I actually spoke at a conference, a PHP conference, years ago, and everyone treated me like it was my first day as a developer when I told them that I worked with WordPress. They're like, "Oh, that's cute." Yeah. Yeah, WordPress is not well loved in the PHP community, unfortunately. Should be, but I don't know why it isn't, but it's not. Anyways, yeah, it was great. I learned a lot of stuff, met a lot of really cool people, but it was interesting. It was interesting for sure. Okay, cool. So what I want to do here now is I'm going to, this is not going to go in this. So what I want to do is I'm going to go state dot is editing state is being edited. We're going to do that. So I'm going to create a new getter in my state, and it's going to be just it's get is being edited, right? So then I can do this. Now I want to get the context, so I'm going to say const. We're going to go item. Let's just get the context and make sure that works. And get context. So I hope that this is going to give me the same context that what is this? Get that out of here. I don't want that yet. I hope it's going to give me the same context as in here, right? So if I double click this, this should give me the item 1. This should give me item 2. It does. That's so nice. So then I could say item. If anyone from the interactivity, yeah, I would imagine React people are going to be the same way. ID. So this is going to be the context that I want, right? And then we're going to say return. I'm going to set state. Wait. Oh, wait, no. Oh, yeah, sorry. State editing to do equal to parse ID. That's what I want to have happen. And I also want to close that so it actually doesn't break. Yes, thank you. Okay, so is being edited. So down here, I'm okay. So I hope with a little luck, nice. Interesting. So only one can never be edited, which is kind of what we want, right? Can you do that here? If I double click this one, I double click this one. Okay, that's cool. So, all right, so I have to do a couple more things. I'm gonna read the spec again here. So what does this say? Editing, which should be focused. Blur and enter. Okay, so on blur, so we're gonna do I'm gonna do a, okay, this is gonna be, I'm gonna get rid of this. This is gonna be edit blur. There we go, we'll do that. And so when I are in here, where is this thing? Input. And again, data, WP, bind, no, on, sorry, dash, and I'm gonna say blur. We're gonna make it, we're going to set it to actions dot edit blur, and I hope this should do it. It's taking a little longer. Oh, that's not what I want. It's taking a little longer than I thought this one. So I click that. Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay, so that does work. Okay, so we're gonna get that out of here. And then I need a key down event. The enter code. Does this actually work? Oh boy. No, that didn't work. Okay, I gotta fix that. So there's gonna be some different things I have to deal with when editing, right? I'm gonna have to. So this key code, I don't think I need that. Do I need that? Let's see. No, I don't think I need that. This can go away because it's screwing that up. Okay, so enter. So I need to wrap this key down. So okay, so I'm doing this off of this. So I'm gonna say if state the editing to do is greater than 0. We're gonna, is 0. It means we're adding a new one. Else, we're updating one. I'm just gonna do console.log editing. Should work. Go click this. Editing. Okay, that's exactly what I wanted. So then it's going to. Then I want to. Is it? What's refed up value gonna be? Did I not refresh that? Okay. It's undefined? Oh! What? Where is that? Where did I put that? That's on... Oh, that's this input. So this is the input that I want to have on key down. So I should be able to do this. I should just be able to take that as well, right? Can it work? Interesting. Let's find out. Weird. Okay, so that's a little bit different. So why is it doing 2? Editing, and there's no value. So oh, I know why, because it's taking. Okay, I know why. I think I need a different key down. Do I need a different key down event? I think that might be where I need to be doing what I need to be doing with this. You know what? We're getting very close to the end of the stream, and I am going to switch gears. This is half built. I think I might need a second one of these. But what I really wanted to talk about today is I wanted to get into the interactivity. If I could find it, where did I put it? Hello, this one? Yes, the router. So there's a thing that we need to have is we need to have a router happening. For when we click on, here's the React version, right? What we need to do is we need to have, up here it's active, here it's completed, and here it's all. So we want to show this stuff. Now we can do this fairly straightforward, but we want to add the router stuff in. So I'm going to do that. So to do that, there is an example that we can use in that link that I just sent you, which is somewhere right here. And we're going to do this navigate thing. So I'm going to bring it in here, and I'm going to just bring it down to the bottom here. It's going to call it navigate. But you'll see a couple things going on here. First of all, this is a generator function, right? So it's going to yield some stuff. And also what we're doing here is we're importing dynamically. So this isn't being imported at the top of the page. This is being imported when this is being called. So that's sort of what we're going to do. So the navigate thing is going to happen down here, right? So what we want to do is we're going to bind. We say data dash WP. Sorry, dash WP on, and it's going to be click. We're going to just bind the navigate function to it. So we're going to say actions.navigate, right? And we're going to do that for all of these. Okay, and so this should take care of, I hope, this should take care of the routing part. So if I click on active, now up here I've got, you can see it, we can got hash active, right? And here it's completed. Here it's this, and this. Now the thing is, our store doesn't reflect any of this yet, right? So let's get that happening. So that's the first thing. So it's really simple to do it that way. So so let's see what the spec says of how we should be doing this thing, the routing. Okay, all to-do list should be filtered on a model level. Active and anonymous check that it should be hidden. Make sure the active filter is persistent on reload. Okay. So the navigation stuff is like super duper straightforward, but we could do this a couple ways. We could actually have it. We could take the href and we could filter these things out in our store. What's the best way to do this? What's the best way to do this? That was surprisingly easy to get to the work. But when this navigate is called, we're going to have it get the href out of it, and then let's look at this. So completed. So we just basically want to how is it hiding in here? Is it just hiding them to do items? It's just showing two. Oh, it's not even showing them. Okay, so that's what we'll do. So we'll do a getter, and we'll do look at this. Go get active items, active to-dos, I guess. Completed to-dos. We don't want to affect the state though. Like this is just not showing them, is it? It's showing all. It's adding them, showing them back in. I mean, one way that we could do it is completed. We might need to change this. Because what we want to do is we want to be able to, we need to store the state, control the state and the view in two different places, like differently, because the state is all the data, but the view is like basically how it's going to show. So maybe what we need to do is instead of doing this, we'll do a getter and we'll say items to show, and then we can return the appropriate items that way. Maybe that's what we need to do. So we're not going to mess with the state. Get to-dos to show. Get to-dos to display. So we can do this. So we can just say, like right now, we can just return state.todos, right? So we'll set up a little switch statement here, right? So we'll say we'll say state.view right, and it's going to be, we'll say case is active, and then it's, oh my god, this wrote it all for me. Wonderful. Right? So then what we can do here is we can create a couple of there's a couple ways that we could do it. We could change this and say, instead of having it that way, we could have a function called actions dot show all to-dos, actions dot show active to-dos, and then this will be show completed to-dos. Show completed to-do. So we can go back to our actions, put all that stuff back in here, right? So we can say, so show all to-dos, to-dos as a function. View.state is active. State dot view equals, where to put that? State of view show and then we call say actions dot navigate, but we gotta pass the event into the event there, like that. Get lost. We'll just do that for now, and then we'll say show active to-dos. This is gonna just write this all for me. It's fantastic. All right. All right, so hopefully this will now change everything. But a lot, boom. Oh, I don't know where the third one came from. Oh, I know why. I can tell you why right now. Because I need to remove this other document down. That's what's doing it. This should have all this stuff in here. So let's show that. Let's show that. Let's show. Those are the same ones. Let's clear the completed. Okay. Active, completed. So do that. So active. Ooh, actions is not defined. What do you mean actions is not defined? Get your view on 133. It's probably defined now. And then, did I change the? I didn't. So this is going to be state dot get to do's to display. There we go. We get active. Oh, why didn't completed work? What was I setting it to? Completed. So where is? Oh, I'm so lost here. There's no active. Well, that's strange. Let's make sure I actually set this right. I think I actually called that right. Boop, boop. All active, active, completed. All right. So that was actually super duper straightforward. Well, a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so there's some edge cases in logic I have to deal with here too. What's the other thing? I can't actually blur on that. Okay. I think my double click event or my blur needs to be cleaned up a little bit. Because I think if I'm completed and I double click this, it needs to not be completed anymore. Like I have to finish all of that. So this is cool. I'm not quite done. Not quite done here. But gonna do some cleaning up here, I think. This I need to fix. I need to think about the events on that thing. I'm not quite sure the best way to do that, but so far so good. In fact, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and go to my share and I'm gonna update the demo site. We'll see if that actually works. And then we're getting close to wrapping her up here today. I don't know how long that's going to take to wrap up to do, but let's see. Fishing for compliments. That's what we need to do today. Okay, that's clearly not in there yet. All right. Get rid of that. I don't know. Ooh. Jumped up a little bit. Okay. Need the element there. Okay. I gotta figure out how we're gonna do this. This gets double clicked, it gets edited, and then I got this on blur. Maybe I just need to do I feel like I'm duplicating things. I'm not, so I'm kind of like in decision paralysis right now. I'm sort of I feel like I'm duplicating things. Like what I want to have is I want to have data.wp the document key down, right? And then this is going to be actions, save edits for to do. If I spell it right. So I'm gonna have this my own action here, right? So this is like the on key down for all the things, and this is what I want to see what happens here. If this gets what happens here, I want to see what happens here. Console. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna say I'm gonna get the ref. So let's see what happens here. Oh, I broke something. What did I break? Oh. Let's try that again. Oh, right. You're right. We need to catch the old key code there. Let's do that. All right. Let's do that. And then I need to, do I need a break in there? I don't need a break. But why are you being like that? Okay. Oh, case. There we go. Okay. So this. So first of all, that's not doing anything, right? This should say active. Okay, I think that's what I want to do. I need the context. I should be able to get the context right. I should be say item, and I should be able to get ID. Not that ID. ID is from context. Yeah, sure. And then I should be able to plunk the old ID in here. Right, refresh. This isn't doing anything, but I double click this. There we go. We have the ID. We have the ID. Okay, so then I should be able to, so then when that happens, the edit, I should be able to so I need to find, okay, so I need to go state.todos equals state.todos, and just like that. Oh, I broke something. What did I break? So it should say and edited. That worked. Oh, right. Then I need to set I think I have to go state, yeah, I have to tell it state.todo editing. I'm not editing the to do anymore. It needs to go from again. Boom. There we go. So that's working. Does this still work? It does. Hey Phil, how's it going? Welcome aboard, my friend. How you doing? Let's just see. Does this? That shouldn't. Oh, that did break. Okay, so I need to put that back. Which I'm not super happy about. Okay, so let's get rid of that thing. have to follow my own rules here and actually get the state to. Why is that not updating? Huh. Does this one work? That one works. So we got going on. So this is going to give me ID is 1. What's this going to give me? Why is it 1 and then it's 2? What? Oh, hold on. I think I need to do this. I think I need to do that. It's equal to ID. This is janky. This is jankerific. I'm not happy about that. Well, we'll see. Let's see what happens here. So in here, no, that worked. That worked. Okay. So let's edit that. Put that back. We'll do that. Put that back. Okay. So that is now working. The edits. Okay. So the on blur needs to also. The on blur needs to also do this. It's not going to get called. So to do all of this again. Where's the I'm just gonna. So let's do this. I'm gonna go click. That worked. Okay. So I'm seeing a lot of duplication in here, and I think what I need to do is I think I need to have some helper functions that get called. Like for example, this whole bit, this entire thing here can be called, can be duplicated. So I wonder, is there like a way to do like private functions in here? Private stores? Oh no, that's not fun. So I guess we probably just make our own, right? We can just do our own. In fact, oh, here's an idea. Let's add another property. We'll set it down here. We'll call it helpers, right? And then the helpers can just be their own functions, right? And then I wonder if this will work. We'll call this like save edit to do. Let's do that. Save edited. Save edits for it to do, right? Do we need an event that's passed in here anywhere? I don't think we do. So this thing, if I call helpers. The other thing is we're going to have to bring helpers in from there. So then helpers dot, is it going to be able to figure that out? Let's see. That's not what I wanted. Nope, clipboard. That's what I want. I'm not using the E anywhere. So then I should be able to say cell helpers dot whatever blah 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 blah. Right? Should just be able to do that. So let's see if that works. So that's on the saving edits thing. Ah, beauty, worked. So now I can just use that helpers thing again, and I can do that. Where did I do that? Not there. Edit, and in the on blur. down here at the bottom. Let's do this. Helpers, save edits for to do. That's kind of cool. So like this is arbitrary. This name is arbitrary. Arbitrary. That's what I want to do. I mean, so, but I think I like this idea because then I can kind of hide my helpers. Because if the best practice in the consensus is to have everything in callbacks, actions, and state, then if I want to have stuff that's sort of like only used internally, then maybe I can do it within helpers. I'm going to ask around and see if there's a way to define some of these like internal functions. I mean, I could probably just do a function like save it. Like I could probably just do something like this, but then I'm gonna have to wrap scope. I think actually that's a good question. I wonder what happens if I do this. So I put this in here, external, right? And then internally, if I call that, I don't think this is gonna work, right? So if I just do this, and why I do that, I don't know, but let's find out. So if I just add a bunch of junk in here and hit this, did that work? Is that just working? It's freaking awesome if that's just working. Just seems to be working. Even better. Okay, cool. I thought I was gonna have issues with like scope, but it doesn't seem to be the case. So either way, this is kind of exposed, so it doesn't really matter. It's not really not getting me anywhere doing it that way. I guess so. Whatever. Okay, so I'll put my helpers in there. That's cool. All right, so we have that working. So this is basically working too. The only thing that's not working is if I refresh it on active, I get everything. So that's the thing that I have to parse the URL to get that. But it is 12:03. I'm going to do that later. So yeah, this is great. This is like I'm pretty happy with this. So we have let's see. Actually, did this? Oh yeah. Okay. There we go. So that's working. Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna push this up. Then I think we're gonna call it a stream. Oh, hi, Corey's back. Have you been here the whole time, Corey? I think you had a meeting or something. But anyways, so we're kind of there. We're kind of there. We have a lot going on. So I have some questions that I want to bring back to the team. First question is there a way to address this issue, wherever that thing was? Where is that thing? This issue, to be able to do it in a different way, so we don't have to wrap that in span. And the other issue is there a way to like hide internal functionality, which we don't necessarily need to do, but it would be cool if we could do that. Oh my god, I have an idea. I just thought of something. View asset. Those aren't in there. Oh boy. Oh boy, the bar. I think you're a bot. Anyways, okay, cool. So I think I'm gonna call it here. I think we're good to go. I think we're done. For the most part. If there's anything that anyone else wants to sort of, you're not a bot. Okay. Are you sure that you're not a bot? Tell me about what a bot is. I have some experience with AI, but this is not the point of my stream. But I appreciate you coming in. So yeah. Anyways, cool. Sir, an organic bot. Yes. Someone, a spammer perhaps? I don't know. Anyways. Okay, cool. So I think that's about it for today. I'm going to put this is the to-do app again up there at the top. So you can feel free to play around with that if and when you have time. It saves to local storage. So your to-dos will only be stored locally. Test. Is this editing working? Oh, it's working now. Sweet. That's awesome. Okay. And I have my caps lock on. Don't know why I'm yelling. But it's not getting answered. Discrimination. Hey Kev, welcome back. We're just kind of wrapping up here. The barber, I don't really know what you want from me, my friend. I have done a little bit of work with AI, and there's a lot of really cool stuff out there. If you're looking for me to get involved in whatever, then I don't think I will. But I wish you the best of luck, and so on and so forth. Thanks for coming and hanging out at the stream. If you're not following me, I would appreciate a follow. Anyways, yeah. So I think we're pretty much good with this. We have our routing happening now, which is really cool. And when we show our complete, what was that? Oh, that should not be happening. That should be blurring. Interesting. Okay, so there's a bug. But anyways, all the code for this is going to live up here. So you're welcome to have a look at it and rip it apart and do some stuff. Well, I think it's a I'm wondering if it's because the blur is, I think it's the blur. I think that's the issue that's happening here. So if I'm editing this locally and I switch over here and I come back to all, so that should have blurred, but weird because, oh, it's not being focused. That's why. I think I need to focus this. Let's see if we can fix that. So it's being edited. So where's the edit? I think that's the problem. I need to get the element const, or say ref got element, and if I go ref.focus, let's see what that does. Double click. JS set focus. I'm just not doing that right. So it's get the element by ID, but yeah. Huh. Well, let's. Oh, maybe it's just focusing the wrong. Yeah, console.log edit to no. I want to ref. I want the ref. Let's see what the ref is. It's probably just. Thing. Ersterperp289 from YouTube says hi, and I say hi back. Console. So I double click this. I have the, oh, it's the label, right? Yeah. No, not the label. I want, what do I want? Oh, maybe I'm doing it in the wrong spot. Maybe so I'm editing the to do, but I want to do what is happening? Here's a thing, edit to do, there's a state, but I don't want to do that in there. It's being edited. Oh, I know what we'll do. So the label, where's the label? It's the input here. So we're gonna say, it's gonna be data.wp.bind, and it's going to be focus. We're going to set that to the state is being edited. So if this is being edited, then it should focus that input. Did it focus the input? Wait, that's not gonna work. Is that gonna work? Like, that's focus. It doesn't have focus right now. Damn it! So how can I tell it to focus this? Because I double click on the label. And then, yeah, I know. I'm thinking, yeah, it's not a, you're right. It's not a thing. Focus is not, it's not an attribute. So I need to, what I need to do is get a reference to this. Which I could do, label, no, label is, Jesus, it's like not even a thing. Like autofocus? I don't think that's what I'm trying to do. I think I just need it to be autofocus doing that. Okay, so the issue is that I have to get this in JavaScript, right? So this is not what I want. Because that's not an attribute. So what I'll need is just autofocus. Just like that. And it doesn't want to do it. Something else it has. Oh, so there's already an autofocus up here, and that's why. That's where that needs to go. So, okay, so when I double click this, I'll get access to the label. But the label doesn't get, like, I guess I could do like a query selector. Can I do like a parent sibling query selector? I don't like that. I mean, I could do something like this. Like, I could do something like that, and I could just say, like, so I'll have the context, right? This is context. Or sorry, of the element. Right, so for console log dot log the ref. Right, I should get this. So that's the element. How the hell do I get closest li to an element? Okay, just give me the code. Just give me the code. Query selector. So I want to do like oh, the closest? Is that what I want? Closest, okay. Oh my god. Is that it? That's all I do? Oh, okay, let's do that. Dot closest. That's not gonna work. Closet? That's not even a word. Closest. It is a word, actually. What is that? Event.target closest li query selector edit. Oh, you are just so good at this. So I should be able to do ref dot closest, and it'll be li. So like it knows what you're typing, Kev. That query dot query selector, and it'll won't be that. It'll be edit. It'll be dot edit. Dot edit. Let's see what that does. Let's just see if that gets me where I want to be. I'm not doubting you, Kev. Well, maybe a little bit. Ooh. I probably need the E in here, right? Let's just learn to type. Oh, that'll be it. Okay. It's still not focusing though. Or is it? Does it mean it's not getting the indicator? No, it's not focused. What is going on? Oh, it'd be input.edit, wouldn't it? So this is being auto-focused here. And then if I click on that, focus goes away. If I double click on this, focus, I don't know what focus has got right now. That's the thing, right? You can't tell what's in focus. Focus. Sorry, let me just change something in here because I don't need this. I don't want that in there. Right, I'm going to add a console into the focus event to see if it triggers. Oh, like on the element itself? Like on focus? Like here? Oh, I see what you're saying. Data WP. I thought you were like, wait a tick, but you're actually like, wait a tick. Focus equals actions focused. Oh. You know what I should do? I wonder if I should respond to the change in the store and then do it that way instead of doing it all here. Like, I'll just set like a set timeout. Just do it nice and ugly. Right. I have to do like with scope though. Okay, so I should be responding to the store, not doing a timeout here. That's kind of dumb. Okay, so okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. I actually got to jump off here because we're getting over noon here, but I need to respond to store change to enable focus. Okay, that's that. So once I get that blur thing figured out, that should solve that weird issue that when it's when you change where you promise resolve and set timeout or two. Now I'm gonna try to wait for the store because what should happen here is that I should be able to click on this and I come back and it's edited, right? Yeah, maybe. We're gonna have to see. We're gonna just have to see, Cap. We're gonna just have to see. Oh, I scratched my crap around here, man. Alright, well, anyways, friends, thanks for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it. And the bot that was here, glad you were here too. Although I didn't see a follow come in. So I don't know what your problem is, but anyways, great hanging out with you all. Thanks for your help and your time. Appreciate you. All right, talk to you all later. Bye.